And we are underway in Buffalo. This one taken just inside the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now here come the Bills, and you don't have to look hard to find their fifth-year star QB, taken 7th overall back in 2018, Josh Allen.
I remember when he came out of Wyoming, the big question mark, could he be accurate enough to be a star in the NFL? I think it's safe to say he's put all of us in our place and put those doubts to rest. He can roll out and run it. He can bomb it over your heads. Everything in between. He is an absolute nightmare for defenses to try and prepare for. And when he's on, he's an MVP caliber player each and every time he takes the field.
Singletary to get the drive started. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, second and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's second and 2. From the gun, it's Allen. Isaiah McKenzie hauling it in. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From midfield, here's Allen. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the handoff, it's Singletary. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
Allen now on first down. Working the middle here. That's complete to Knox, the tight end. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. A nice gain there to his trusty tight end, and now it's got them thinking opening drive touchdown here as they get into the red zone.
And in most cases with your tight end, you feel like you've got a mismatch no matter who's covering him. Is it a small cornerback? Is it a linebacker who may not run as well? In any event, whatever you see, you think that tight end can win that battle.
And the Bills are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line. Well, no question, this is exactly how they wanted to start this football game. And nice pass there. And now they're set up beautifully, Charles, to finish this off with a touchdown.
Yeah, but they've still got to finish it off, partner, and that means they've got to execute at this stage of the field. So we've seen many teams march it right to the goal line and not cash in. They've got something dialed up here that puts it in the end zone.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
Singletary again, but he will go backwards as he's stopped for a loss. They call that a loss of 6 yards. And it's third down now. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
Ninth play now, this long opening drive. Can they cash it in on 3rd and goal? Allen going to throw. This is caught. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal. And the pocket's been protected pretty good here so far on the opening drive.
We always talk about confidence in runners and catchers and quarterbacks. How about the protection detail? They're not allowing anyone near the guy throwing the football.
Singletary, they'll run for it, and he's not going to get in. They stop him at the 1. They stop him on 4th and goal at the 3. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. So, Charles, they wanted 7 on that opening drive. They didn't want to settle for a field goal.
Felt like a tone setter. You know, that's what they were looking for, because a lot of teams, they'll march it downfield, and when they kick the field goal, it almost feels disappointing, doesn't it? You have a nice drive. I think this team decided, guess what? No matter what, we're going for the 6, trying to put those points on the board and set them back on their heels.
But unfortunately, that mentality did not work out.
You're supposed to catch that, baby. That's how we eat. Pay attention. Pay attention. Every week. Every week.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone, first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. Now Brissett. Over the middle, complete. It's Bell. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called a big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter, because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 49-yard line. Brissett sets to throw it. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And the Bills will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
So here come the Bills out for their second drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. So good field position for the Bills as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's across the 45. It'll be 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know, you're just trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Here's Allen to throw it. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
Now Allen. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. On the give, this is Singletary. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Finding his way home for the sack that time, Taven Bryan.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Allen. Got his man complete over the middle. It's McKenzie. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
That's a real nice job right there, working the middle of the field, working against those safeties. And you know, partner, if you get your hips turned the wrong way, big plays can result.
And a big play resulted right there. So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Here's Singletary. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Allen. Forced out to his left. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sack. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up down on the ground.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Back to throw. Allen. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
So on 4th down, out is Tyler Bass in the Buffalo field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills will take a 3-0 lead. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. From his end zone, it's Demetric Felton. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. Their second drive here of the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there their last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now he steps away, letting one fly deep for Cooper. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's second down.
They certainly have the right read on that one. The weak spot in a cover 2 defense, right down the middle because it really stresses the safeties. And they're going to be a little bit frustrated they weren't able to connect on that one.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Brissett going out wide, finds Chubb. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, here's Brissett. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The defense surrenders a 13-yard pass play there on 3rd and 1. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A give running right is Chubb. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
From just shy of midfield, Brissett. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll bring this one inside the 35. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Brissett now. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
It's hard to believe with all this production that Amari Cooper keeps changing teams, but no matter where he goes, he just continues to produce. 3 years in Oakland, traded. 3 years in Dallas, traded again, this time to the Cleveland Browns. And now with the Browns here, he produces a first down, coming off a career-best 8 touchdowns in 2021.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 19-yard line. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
He had to fight for every yard on that run, shook himself free of a tackle, and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb, and he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. To throw, Brissett. This will be caught just inside the 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him. The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive. Here's Brissett. Caught on the slant. Touchdown, Browns. Amari Cooper. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns have moved out in front. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Now Cade York for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it's Amari Cooper who finishes it off with a touchdown reception. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25. The Bills offense back out onto the field. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To the air, Allen. Incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Allen. And he'll get this underneath to Singletary. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on 1st down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On play action, Brissett. And that's caught by the tight end, Bryant. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring us to a 3rd and 4.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. Flush, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. And he goes out right around the 39. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
It's showtime, baby.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. He'll give it to Singletary here to start the drive. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play. It was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Play action. Now it's Allen. He's got his target. It's the tight end Knox. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. I love that play because in the snow you think run, run, run. Big passing play there.
And defenders hate it, especially in open space, because trying to come under control, break down, and make a tackle in the open field, difficult in normal conditions. In these conditions, almost impossible.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. He's got the connection over the middle to Diggs. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw, it's Allen. Getting the football to Davis on an out route. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. This one caught by Crowder. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. 41 yards on the ground for him so far.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Right back to Singletary on 2nd down. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3 our score. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They'll run here with Moss. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Once again,
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on sec? Touchdown, Bills! Isaiah McKenzie from 6 yards away. And the Bills have retaken the lead. Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. That time a 9-play drive, and it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Brissett to throw on first. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. To throw is Brissett. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He's going to keep this again. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. It'll be a net of 40 yards there following a 43-yard punt, 3-yard return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here comes Josh Allen and the Bills offense back onto the field. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route too.
So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd and a couple. Now Allen. He'll drop this underneath the Moss. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Throwing on 1st down is Allen. The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
I think that was a pretty good read right there. They caught him in zone defense and went to the hitch. And because they're in zone, that creates a natural space between the defenders and the receiver, able to get it to him quickly and let him get upfield.
Throwing again on second down. Allen. Oh, nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle it.
The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. On first down, Allen. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Oh, he's brought down. Remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number one. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. First things first, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for the Browns. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first two quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Browns offense getting set to go to work here to start the third. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. On the bootleg, it's Brissett. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Play action now, Brissett. Throw right side taken in by the tight end Bryant. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 42-yard line. Play fake, Brissett. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. And the Bills are going to get it back here just past the 35.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
So here's the Bills offense now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them, because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. On the counter, this is Singletary. And taken down just shy of the 40.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle, because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
From the 39, Allen. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Martin Emerson. And the Browns are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Well, these defensive coaches, they sure like what they've got in this rookie corner. And with good reason, as you saw there.
He only cost him a day 2 pick, and a lot of people thought he had first-round ability. But when he was available on draft night, that was one where you didn't need the full time to make the selection. You call that pick in early, and he shows why he was so coveted with that interception there.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
Brissett on 3rd and 2. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Brissett. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
He already came through for them on this drive. No surprise that they were hoping he could do it again.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Brissett. Cooper fast with the feet. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Here's Brissett. Swings this out for Hunt. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's complete. It's bet, and it's out. He put it on the carpet, and his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to take care of the ball, and we just saw there that that's difficult to do, but just trying to keep your feet and carry out your assignments and make sure you're comfortable while you're out there playing. Are you warm enough in your clothing? A million things going on, but the biggest one, hold on to the ball.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. Following the fumble recovery, Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. 61 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And he is going to have a Bills first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Allen now on 1st down. And bringing it in, it's Davis. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. A gain of 32 that time.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Allen going to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Boy, you will not see a quarterback of his caliber miss on one like that very often. I mean, there it is, wide open, got the shot, and he misfires.
We talk about, boy, he'll want that one back all the time. He definitely wants that one back. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Singletary trying the left side, and he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Allen now looks to throw. Touchdown! Isaiah McKenzie, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are able to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Yeah, this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And now a fumble. The ball's out. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Hey, I'm all about defense forcing plays and getting takeaways. But an interception and 2 fumbles in their last 3 offensive possessions.
Time to readjust?
Yeah, you can't just give all the credit to the defense on that. They've got to look in the mirror and take the blame themselves and figure out how to not do it anymore.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. It's a quick turnaround for them after the turnover, but the way they moved it on their last drive, they're probably eager to get right back at it.
And you know me and you know my tendencies in this situation. What do I want right now?
Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Take your shot right here.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
On 2nd and 7, Brissett. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun, Brissett. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he is going to have a Browns first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And Chubb will try the middle here. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. To throw, Brissett. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And this is caught. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route well run, and the football right on the money.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he takes this one in for a Browns score. Harrison Bryant taking it in from a yard out. And the Browns are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
York now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Fielded right around the 8. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And he'll weave all the way up to just a few yards shy of midfield. A great return. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Pretty important 3rd quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams. as we get set for the fourth quarter. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Fifth catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right, safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. The left side caught by Diggs. And he's taken down inside the 30. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run on 1st down with Singletary. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. 90 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Singletary. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Singletary. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
How about this Browns defense? They've held so far. This is now 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Here's Singletary. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run for Devin Singletary. And the Bills will add to their 4th quarter lead. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Tyler Bass now for the point after. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it was finished off by a Devin Singletary touchdown run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. Cleveland offense making their way out. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. A first down throw for Brissett. He's going to look deep down the field. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. An explosive 38-yard pickup.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
He stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice gain. And now Sean McDermott is going to throw out the challenge flag.
Previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
A good call there by Sean McDermott to throw the flag. Looking to throw again on second down. Brissett. And he floats one there, incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
The offense on third down, they've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 10. Got it to Bell on the out route. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
First down, Brissett. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Just a gain of a couple there, and it's second down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Second down and 8. Again, it's Brissett. This is the tight end, Njoku. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 36. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up. They've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together?
Let's go do this thing, baby. Let's do this, man.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 36. Brissett sets to throw it. Right back to Njoku. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Ninth play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Brissett now. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Amari Cooper with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a 1-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Extra point by York is up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Now Allen. Oh, he still brings it in off the tip here on the deep shot. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Extra point by Bass, up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Amari Cooper and the rest of the offense heading back out there now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. 1st and 10. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a 1st down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's Brissett. Buying time to his left. Had his hands on it, but dropped it. The rookie making a little bit of a rookie mistake. 3rd down.
Martin, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. This will be 3rd and 5. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Brissett on 1st down. He's got Njoku over the middle. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain. 2nd and 4. Into the air once more. It's Brissett. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Brissett to throw on 1st. Caught here by Bell. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
That's a nice catch there. Remember, he had the fumble earlier. No way he was giving up the ball in that situation. Secured it tight to his body and picks up the 1st down.
Brissett again. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Holding offense.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Throwing, Brissett. They set up the screen to Chubb. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
To throw again on 2nd down, Brissett. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. They'll throw again, Brissett. That's complete to Peoples-Jones. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Brissett. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
The nice thing is that you've still got all your timeouts, so the middle of the field, that should still be an option, especially if you see the defenders pinching the sideline. You can run a little seam route right here and pick up some nice yardage.
3rd and goal, and keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Here's Brissett. Touchdown, Browns. Donovan Peoples-Jones from 3 yards out, and the Browns are back within a score.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. McKenzie will not return this, and it'll be brought out to the 25. And now out come the Bills. Well, they can smell victory, partner. They can see it on the horizon, but certainly we're not done yet here. Defense still has 3 timeouts, and obviously this is a very slim lead they're holding on to.
And let's face it, the easiest way to get this done, challenge your ground game. Challenge your offensive line, your tight ends, your receivers, anyone who's going to lay down a block. Don't let there be penetration because they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and maybe bring extra people to the ball. If you can do that, make them burn their timeouts, run out the clock, life will be good. But if you really want to gamble a little bit, a quick play action, quick throw, might be able to get it done. Just make sure it's not incomplete and stop the clock.
Let's ride, dog. Hey, pick the stop now.
So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They go right back to Singletary. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down.
Pay attention. Pay attention. Let's try. Do this. Let's go. I know you.
On the counter, this is Moss. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. Six yards left on 2nd down. A give up the middle to Singletary. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 124 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The Bills on their way to victory now as they take the knee. Allen down to a knee, and that should just about do it. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.